Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Avini Vibes. I am grateful to be here. Today is May 7, 2026. Off premise again, which is kind of exciting, but I kind of feel out of character because usually I have my Avini shirt on, but I'm not at home and I have a new computer, so I don't know how to work it so good. I just came back from Santa Fe, New Mexico, and guess what? When I got there, my computer blew up. So next day, a computer showed up at the house for me. So I'm pretty excited. They converted me from I'm now a Mac user, so I'm learning. So bear with me. Bear with. Lisa's raising her hand. Yeah, they've been trying to get me to do a Mac for a while, but actually it's not that difficult. But I'm what they tell me is that I won't have all the problems I've had. So hopefully we're right. They're right. But it's good to be back in New York. I appreciate everybody being here. Welcome to Avini Vibes. Just a few housekeeping. Just so you know, if you have a question, we're gonna Steve or whoever, if you can mute, be great. We're gonna try to keep the noise, the background noise, to a minimum because we do record this, and we always put this recording up. It takes sometimes 5, 6 days, but it's always up on the Avini Health Training. We don't diagnose, we don't treat, and we're here to share, to learn, to get educated. There's always something that you can hear that just might resonate with you. And if you're a guest with us tonight, thank you for taking the time. I want you to know if you're a guest, got to listen to this. You are special because someone thought enough of you to invite you here tonight. All right. So we're grateful that you joined us. We try to get you off of here at about 10 after 8. If there's not too many questions, we may get you off early, but you feel free to come and go as you please. And again, I want to thank Carol Witt always for being here, helping with the technology and everything else she does in the world. She's global and she's a global force for sure. So, Carol, thank you for that. I know everybody's excited. That's going to Boca next week. I know you're going to be thrilled. You're going to be blessed. I'm going to a wedding. I won't be there, but y'all be there, and you'll have to report back to us and share all the good stuff. Some of you are grinning, like Chip and Tony and Beta. They probably already know what's happening, but they're sworn to secrecy, so they can't say a word, even if you do twist their arm from a mile away. Anyway, tonight we're very blessed. You may have heard this before throughout the week because this is somebody that's shining and really doing big stuff in Avini, and he's a biggest hearted person I've gotten to know over the last few years. His name is Tim Summerlin. I was calling him Summerland for a year, but because Tim came on board, he's going to tell his story. He's a New York City fireman. We live about 50 miles out of New York City. I grew up right over the George Washington Bridge in New Jersey. Could always see the Twin Towers, and I could see the statue, not the Statue of Liberty from where we live, but we could see the Empire State Building. So Tim and I both live about 50 something miles out of the city. And Tim, I just want to thank you for taking the time. And we'd like you to share with us a little bit about your personal story and about why you got involved with Vini and your health journey. So God bless. And thank you, Tim. If you wouldn't mind, unmute and share with us.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. Thank you, Christine. Yeah, my name is Tim Summer Ladd, and I was a fireman in Ladder 30 in Harlem, and I was a fireman 9/11. I was not working that day. I was off duty. So I got down. By the time I got down there, the towers had already fallen. But it was still terrible, and I lost my three best friends down there. I lost 22 guys on the football team, FDNY. Also, many countless friends who you'd hug on the street and say hello, how are you? Just good people that I knew. So I dug every day that I was not in the firehouse pretty much, and I was single, no kids, so it was easy to do that. Other guys had communions, had the bridal, dance recitals for the kids and stuff like that. I didn't have that. I was single. So what else was I going to be? I wasn't going to hang out at the bar, so I dug countless times, and there was benzene, there was mercury, aluminum. There was a lot of things down there we didn't even know what it was. PCBs, especially the bottom of Tower 1 where all the transformers and all the electrical came in. Especially down in February, that was the bottom of Tower 1. It was really toxic, and you could just taste it, smell it, So over time, my lung capacity went from 103%. to on 1801 I had a physical, so it was 103% down to 44. I had ground glass, sucked in all that stuff. So bad nasal polyps. I had sinusitis. I had GERD, which is acid reflux from all the glass. So I also gained close to 100 pounds with the toxins over the years. I guess my body was even fighting all that, and that also with the medications I was on. So I did gain that much weight. So I also had gone to AFib, atrial fibrillation, and they zapped my heart 14 times with a cardioversion, they call it, and they would zap you back to a sinus rhythm. So I also had one cardio ablation that didn't seem to take it, didn't take it all. But I said to myself, how many times can this happen? How many times can I get my heart zapped without before I might pass away or die from it? So it was very frustrating, for me to have that. So you know, so fast forward to 2 years ago, and I went down to the lake, Walton Lake, and my friend Brian Hamrick was there, and he had a lady friend with him named Amy Warner. Amy Warner, thank you, Amy. He said to her, "Hey, my friend Tim 911 friend Fireman, check him out, yo." And I don't know why he mentioned 911, but he did. So she said, "Hey, how you doing? I know I can help you." And I said, "What do you mean he can help me?" I didn't understand what she meant at first. I thought maybe she's trying, and she kept telling me about Cell Defender and the Zeolite and everything. She was very excited. So I said, all right, this is the real thing. She's not just trying to sell me turtle wax or anything. It was real. So she said, I have a meeting in Sugarloaf. Christine Rolando's running the meeting. Come to Sugarloaf, and so I said, all right, I'm going to come down. This felt great. So I get there and met everybody, and Doug Dickey actually was saying that he was talking, and he came from Salt Lake City. He's a cancer survivor, big guy in the company. And I said, wait a minute, this guy is coming from across the country, cancer survivor. He could be anywhere in the world right now, and he's in front of me, telling me personally what he can do for us and for myself personally. So I knew it was a great thing. And I wound up getting the 299 pack, and Christine said get the extra cell defenders. So I believe I got two extra. I believe I got two extra cell defenders to load up on that and get rid of the metals. And the first 2 days, I didn't feel good at all. I guess because the toxins and everything, were coming out of me. I felt terrible. I didn't go to the gym. I didn't do much those 2 days. But the third day, I did wake up. I felt great. I felt the sun was shining, even brighter. I felt more energy. I was quicker in my step. I was quicker doing everything and that I usually would do. So that's what it was, and more cell detox and metal detox, and I'm sure the nano silver was kicking in. So over a few months period now of doing all this, I went to my doctors, and I'm off. I'm actually off 9 meds. I'm off 5 World Trade Center meds. I'm off 4 heart meds, and it was amazing how that happened. I never went into AFib again. 26 months, never gone into AFib since I took the Avini products, and it was like clockwork that I was going into AFib. So there's a lot of proof right there. I know we're not supposed to make claims, but I mean,
Hey,
if the
Tim.
shoe fits, wear it. I mean,
Tim, I have a
yeah,
question. You said it's like clockwork. What do
yes.
you mean it's like clockwork when you went into AFib? Did you feel like something triggered it?
Yeah, I would feel it coming on, and it was definitely the toxins in me, and I guess the toxins would run down my electrolytes, my magnesium, my potassium, my calcium, because the heavy metals would negate all that stuff, and it seemed to also be on like a Friday, maybe the end of the week, I would exert myself in the gym, and I drink a lot of water too, but I would always at the end of the week. It was always too much time in between, but I would always get that AFib. Like I said, it was like clockwork that I would get it. That I would go into AFib and I would feel it coming on, and I would have to go to my doctor, and he called me a frequent zapper. That was my nickname, frequent zapper. I didn't tell you guys that, Dr. Mannheimer. He goes, "Hey, my frequent zapper's here." So not a good nickname to have, but we made the most of it, and that's no longer my name. My name is No Zap now. I'm gonna call myself No Zap. Uh,
Mozap.
no Zap. So if we have 26 months, no AFib, and it's more than a coincidence because look what I mean since I've taken that product. So that's definitely the proof there. I would like to talk about the other products as well. Not just the Cell Defender, which is the cornerstone of Avini, it definitely is, but also the Nano Silver with the parasites has helped me definitely helped me, with my gut, and skin also, and other parts of definitely no more parasites in me. I know that. And I spend less time in the restroom. I just feel much better. So that nano silver too. That's like I would say that's like I'd say what do you call it? South Defender's the gold. Nano silver is the silver medal. That's what I call it. And then Plus Motion is a great one for me. I feel my joints better. I had problems with my joints. I had 20 clicks in my shoulder, and I was a shot putter, a football player for a long time, and I couldn't bench press anymore. I couldn't press 60 pounds over my head anymore, and putting my seatbelt on was painful. So taking that Plus Motion now, I have like maybe two little clicks left in my shoulder, and every day it's getting better. It's better than it was last week when I was talking about it. So I can press 100-pound dumbbells, both arms. I was saying, and much better, all around. My joints, my knees are better. I can leg press 600 pounds for 30 reps again. Got the young people checking me out in the gym saying, "Why is this old guy doing all that, all those reps, and he's able to do it?" And it's definitely because my joints are back, and also the tendon tie-ins. Like when I do pull downs and everything, I feel my ligaments and tendons, everything's stronger. It's not just the muscles, and sometimes your muscles grow faster than your ligaments, but everything seems to be in sync right now.
How often
Um,
you go to the gym? You going a couple days a week, right? Ryan says he.
Yeah, I actually was going 6 days a week, but I feel better when I go 4 and go really now. And I was trying to do more walking on the days I don't go to the gym, but I actually feel better when I go 4 days because I recover. But I also hit it pretty hard. I'd rather hit it hard 4 days than just go through motions for six. It's just me, I guess. But I got to focus more on the trim science. I'm doing the plus fiber, with the probiotic, and that's really helped me out a lot. Um, I know most people take it before meals in a day, but I also found out another trick. If I take it at night, it definitely kills my hunger. Like I'm not looking for ice cream or any of that stuff at night. And I mix it with my creatine with the water. So I'll take it twice a day, the morning and the evening. And so that plus fiber definitely helps with all the cultures in there, LS, Sophilus, whatever else is in there. A couple of Greek names I can't pronounce in there. So that's a great product. Also, the Plus Balance is really good. I made a joke about my hair the other day, my nails. My hair grew faster. My nails I clipped my nails today on the way down, and so that's a great product too. That I want to talk. Yeah, Plus Balance is good.
You're
So all
clean.
those
You're a clean machine that's just operating, right? You're firing on all cylinders. I love it.
fine. I'm firing all cylinders. Things are happening. I actually feel like I'm getting younger, not older. And for a long time, I felt much older than my age. When I was 45, I felt 60, and now I'm turning 56 in 3 weeks, and I'm I say 30, but it's more like 40. I probably feel like 40 years old, 35, 40 maybe. And I'm not lying about that. That's true. So the Plus Energy too is another one that's good. You use that before a workout or before you're going to do something. And yeah, there you go. Plus Energy. You don't need as much coffee. I will say that. And I'm a coffee addict, Uh, so yeah, all those products do great. The immunity mushrooms, I feel like euphoria. I feel sense of well-being. I know Chip was talking about that too. You get a sense of well-being, you just feel really good, almost like a runner's high. But I only run when a bear's chasing me, and I've never been chased by a bear, so that's the truth, actually. But so yeah, all those products have done great, and there was a small timeline where I didn't take any products, and I started to feel a little bit more run down, not as good. And then as soon as I went back to the products, I felt great again. So it's definitely, proof, and I know I'm a living example of it that it works. And I'm looking to carry the torch now. And a lot of you guys are better in business than me. I was a fireman. I used to go in and break stuff up in people's houses in a fire and stuff like that. But I'm learning the business end of it. Matter of fact, my son goes to Bergen Catholic, North New Jersey, and one guy's a big wig with LG. A couple of guys are one guy goes, "Oh," I shake his hand. I thought he was a Mason. He goes, "No, I'm a marketing. I go, I'm in marketing." I said, "Oh, I got something I got to talk to you about." So there's three guys tonight that I'm looking to talk to tonight, and trying to get them involved. And these guys are better in the business world than me, so that's where I'm looking to make my transition from a guy who knows about the products and who's benefited from the products, and I want to help everybody else out and still have financial security,
Well,
for
Tim,
my family.
your personality is a fireman. You're always helping people. Every time I call you, as I've gotten to know you over the last couple of years, it's you're always helping somebody. You're always moving furniture or doing this or helping this homeless person. So you got
Yeah,
that's I said earlier when I introduced you, you got such a big heart, and you're being blessed abundantly now with so many opportunities to share your story. And there's so many firemen. I mean, I know so many just in our own community that we lost a lot of 9/11 people, right? Because we live so close to the city. But I just
yes,
want to applaud you and thank you for stepping up. I didn't want to cut you off, but I remember when we first met, right? It's almost 2 years ago when Doug came. You were there, but then you disappeared for a while. And as
yes.
you said, you came back, and that
I,
happens to people. But aren't you glad you came back? And I want you to know we're glad you came back because your health
I'm,
is.
yes, I'm so glad I came back, and I took it for granted a little bit. I did know I got a lot better, but I'm so glad I came back. And the whole time I didn't come back, I kind of felt, I should go back with Avini. What am I doing? I should go back. And then, I finally came back, and I'm never gonna leave. I'm never gonna leave again.
Well,
But
you're
I
going to
appreciate.
Boca. Are you going to Boca?
I'm going to Boca. Yes, I am. Matter of fact, I helped my friend get an apartment, a condo down there. I think I sent you the video. Beautiful place. He's got like a fish tank that's like 12 foot long. He's letting me stay there, and there's some snook on the canal, so I'm hoping to hit that too. But it's right down the road from the hotel and from the 6400. Was it Park Commerce Boulevard over there, close to the plant? So
Well, meet
I'm,
many of
I'm
the people tonight are going to be there, so you won't miss Tim when he walks in a room because he's got a big presence. Yeah, like a big old
thank
teddy
you.
bear. But yeah, so go ahead, keep going because I love
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah, I've been called the teddy bear before. It is my nature to help everybody because I should. I mean, I'm always the guy, taking someone to the airport, or if someone's moving furniture, they call me. I'm also an electrician, so when the lights go out, I get a call at 2 in the morning. But that's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I was a fireman in the ghetto, and if you help people that don't like you, what are you going to do for the people that you like? Of course I'm going to help them, right? So I'm looking to start. I told you I was going to start an LLC. I said it last night, and it's going to be called "Help on the Way," which that's yeah. It's also a Grateful Dead song, and it's also a fireman's motto: "Help on the way." Engine 240 has that shirt, "Help on the Way." So I'm looking to
Oh,
help everybody, looking to help as many people as I can. Pay it forward. You guys helped me, Christine helped me, Amy Warner, Doug Dickey. You guys all helped me. Um, you know, and
are you coming up against any obstacles when you share with other people? I mean, we all do, but have you?
I will say that's one thing about York area. I think people have a lot of things, tough skin, thick skin, and sometimes you got to break through that. They'll die for you once you're in there, but there's something hard to break with these with a lot of New York, New Jersey people. I think it's just the way it is because they've always had their guard up their whole life, but there are great people, and the firemen especially. They're hard to break open at first, but then they're loyal for life once you get in there. So and talk to them. So that's what I'm looking to do. And some people think that you're trying to sell them turtle wax, but meanwhile you're trying to help them. Yeah, you know that. So
Yeah, I do.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I talked to Nella today, and many of you know Nella. Nella's 85 years old, God bless her. And every day, she's battling her own issues health-wise, but she never gives up like you, Tim. Every day, no matter what, she comes, I talk to her 2, 3 times a day, and she's thinking of somebody and say, send this, let's send that. And I think that's a not a secret, but an important thing to keep in mind. It's when we're out there always. It's not just once in a while. I mean, he's not compartmentalized. I just came back last night from Santa Fe through Dallas, and every single person I sat next to or whatever struck up a conversation like you, and really have some great, I'll call them leads, but people that need help. So it's all about that consistency, and we do it daily. Does anyone want to ask Tim a question? Anyone want to? You can unmute yourself if you want to comment or make a comment or question. This is the time to do it. And if not, oh, Pat does.
Yeah. If I can get the puppy to hush, I'm sorry for the dog's bark around. Hush, 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 hush.
It looks like a tiger, not a puppy.
Yeah.
They both think they're tigers. Two Shih Tzus. But now, Tim, I just wanted to say I can't tell you how much we appreciate you, and I just, it's just like the Tim Summerlad week. We've heard you today, Tuesday, and now Thursday, and I can't say that I haven't been more excited each time to hear you. So really appreciate you stepping forward and telling us your story and being so. Even though it's been repetitive, it's been awesome repetitive because we all say more than when we go on. Seems like we add a little bit to it and embellish it. And I've enjoyed all the 3 times I've heard you this week. Thank you.
Well, thank you for saying that, ma'am. Thank you for all the kind words. And, just looking to pay it forward and, help everybody else out that I can. And, my story is authentic. That's why it's a little bit different each time. And maybe I add something, maybe I leave something out. Um, but it's good to be part of it. And this company's, I get such a warm vibe from everybody, so many kind people. And that's the way it should be. It's a great atmosphere to work with people in this company, and that's great. People from all over the country. I know you have a different. I'm not saying that you have an accent. You probably think I have an accent, but where are you from, man?
Yeah, I'm from Texas.
I love.
So
Oh,
yes,
great!
I do think you have an accent.
I got the accent. Yep, it's funny. And what are you talking about? What do you mean I got an accent?
Yeah,
uh,
that's
that's
right.
that's the Brooklyn. My family's from Brooklyn originally, so. But I love Texas. I've been out there with the fire department football team. We played Fort Worth and
Ah,
Dallas. Oh, great people out there. I couldn't say enough about it. You know,
thank you.
actually, we went. There was a tornado when we went though, but couldn't
Ooh.
say enough. Hospitality, the Southern hospitality is great down there. Good music too. You got to have a fiddle in the band, right?
Oh, awesome. You
Yeah,
betcha.
yeah. So,
Thank you. Hannah's got a question.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Tim,
Pat.
I look forward to meeting you in Boca Raton. And I've thought when I think of the firemen, I also think of the Serve Pros and the Serve Masters and all of those companies that come in after you all have done your work and they're coming in to clean up. What are your thoughts about sharing this with them? And can you think of any other groups, companies that work with that do the cleanup or works in the same industry area that you are with the heavy metals and the pollutions?
yes, as a matter of fact, there's a lot of FEMA guys that came in and they did an excellent job. Um, who did an excellent job too was the steam fitters and the iron workers because we would dig and you'd get to a certain point where it was rubble. The rubble would be gone. And then you get to steel, and then you'd have them have to cut out that steel, and then all of a sudden then we would move all the rubble and look for body parts and everything, and then it was steel again. And I can't say enough about how much like the steam workers have done, the laborers. Like I said, FEMA guys with the dogs. Chip and Tony talked about the dogs last night, and how much everybody came together. Not only that, just people handed out, water, food, fresh socks. We would change our socks every 3 hours because your feet would get, wet. And the best thing to do, my captain always said that, get some food in your belly. He said, change your socks. And we would do that. And so many people did so much. Donald Trump was down there. Harrison Ford was down there. Bernadette Peters was serving us soup. Tim Robbins, but so many people, not just celebrities, everybody, put their time in. Electricians. I'm also a local 3 electrician. Before I was a fireman, they lost 16 people. The Sweet 16 passed away. Matter of fact, 6 guys at the loading dock that lived because they were getting a delivery. Thank God they were getting a delivery. But there's so many people that we can never mention everyone. And when I first looked at it, you couldn't see a lot because of smoke. And there was a time where I thought I was in the North Tower and I was actually on the West Side Highway, but it was almost the same thing because there was 20 feet of steel between us and the ground. So, but it's all about the people.
Yeah. Thank you, Tim.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Hannah. Ed Kowalski.
Hey, Tim. Man, thank you so much for what you did. So you were there like the day or two after. It was still burning, right?
Yeah, what happened was I got down right after towers went down on 9/11. And I dug straight through to like 11 o'clock the next morning overnight, and I had the worst headache I ever had going back to the firehouse. That was when the blue Advil first came out. I almost took the whole bottle, and guys were grabbing it away from me. But no, I was there all 9 months pretty much. I did get a hernia down there in November, trying to lift a beam off of. We hadn't found a fireman for a few days, so I actually lifted the beam off. I lifted the beam off the fireman, got a hernia. But
Well, we
so
got some
I missed November, part of November. But I was down there all the February. I'm getting a
Oh,
little feedback
excuse
here.
me a minute, Tim. We got a little feedback. It's like it's a
Yeah,
repeat.
it's a repeat from someone not muting, I guess. But February was bittersweet because I found Groundhog Day. Matter of fact, I found 6 Port Authority cops with the guy next to me. Um, and that really hit home because there was a
Yeah.
lady in the Stokes. There was a lady in the Stokes that they were trying to get out the lobby door, and actually everything got pushed down. They were 5 stories below ground because that's how much it was compressed, and how much
Wow.
112 stories came down. So there's a lot to it, and
Yeah.
can't say enough about it. And then there was a spot called Tully Road where the ramp was, where we had the dump trucks going through. And in March, we found 110 firemen, and we knew they were under there. One lady would come down and pray to her son underneath the ramp. And what bothered me
Man.
was the bridge. The other bridge wasn't being done enough, and we worked 24/7. They only worked in that bridge 12 hours, so that was a little bad taste in our mouth for that. We wish that they could have got that ramp done. But everybody came together. It was amazing. And I will say this about New York: we get stuff done because I thought it was going to take 4 years to get down 220 stories of steel just everywhere, And when you looked at it, and I thought, like I said, we got it done in 9 months. Body part wise, I think we could have went slower to find more people, but the city never sleeps, And I can't believe what everybody did, all of us. So
Amen. Thank you, Tim.
thank you.
And I just want to let you know, Tim, I live down here about 15 minutes from our headquarters. And if, I can't wait to meet you. I'll be there in Boca. But if you have anybody down here, I got a feeling you'll probably make a lot of friends down here. But if anybody's interested in doing a Vini, just hand them over to me, Christine.
Okay.
And I go back 30 some odd years. So I'll be happy to help you down here, brother.
Thank you, Ed. I'll take you up on that. I do have an aunt, my only aunt on my dad's side who's still alive. She lives in West Palm. I got a cousin who lives in Jupiter, and I think she'd be perfect for it. I'm trying to get her to go to Boca now. I got a friend coming from Bradenton. She's coming in. And my niece just moved to Delray, probably about 8 blocks away. And she's young. Her fiance is at med school over there, Florida UA or whatever it is down at AI. I forget the name of the college. But anyway, I'm trying to get them two to go also. So things are happening, even down there,
Well, just get my number from Christine, man. And anything I can do to help you down here, brother, I'll do it.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I appreciate that, Ed. I'm looking to
You're
be the
welcome.
snowbird myself anyway. This winter was a long winter, man.
Hey, I'm also a realtor now, so
Oh, there we
I'll
go.
place.
There we,
Cheap plug.
hey, that's great.
He's
Yeah.
been in network marketing for 30 something years. He's been both. So he's an expert at both.
Wow.
And he's my friend. So
That's
thank
cool.
you, Tim. I would like to ask Connie. Where's Connie? She came on earlier. Connie, would you unmute a minute? Tim, don't go anywhere because you're going to close us out after Chip speaks, okay?
Okay.
Connie's was
Chip.
going to share a little bit. We talked about AFib and cardio stuff, and Connie, I just asked her if she would share a little bit. So welcome, Connie, all the way from, tell them where you're from.
I am from North Central Indiana.
All right. Well, welcome.
Hi, thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna give my husband's testimonial. His is more insightful to me than what mine is. But so a year ago in February, he's had a pacemaker since 2005. And so like every 10 years, they have to replace the generator in it. And when they did it last year, he developed, I think I can say, an infection under his pacemaker. And they didn't treat it. They didn't treat it for the longest time. And then finally, They put him on antibiotics. And I mean, we take all the Avini products. Okay. And it's like, we were doing extra silver. We were doing, the extra, cell defender, everything we could, to help keep him healthy through all this. And, long story short, the hospital we were going to, the doctors pretty much were just going to let the infection take its course. They were just like, just take this antibiotic, and he could run a fever. It could be from the infection, it could be the antibiotics, but if it's not over 101, just leave him home. Well, he would spike fevers of 103, and I would take him to the hospital, and they'd say, "Why are you here? Go home and take Tylenol." And so finally, I said, "Well, this is enough of this, because they're just gonna let you die." So I managed to get him into the Cleveland Clinic, and they had to do open heart surgery because he had so much infection that had followed the leads from his pacemaker down into his heart. He had a mechanical mitral valve that the infection was coating that. It had spread completely through his heart. He had to have his aortic valve replaced as well. The surgeon said it was like mossy oak on the southern trees. How the oak trees have the moss. It was just hanging off of everything. And he was telling me all this after the surgery, and I'm like, I can't believe that, he made it through all this, because he had gotten so weak fighting that through the last year. And he said most people would not have. And so I have to think that because of our Avini products and the cardio care and everything that we were giving him, was enough to help him make it through that type of surgery. Because even though they did the open heart surgery in the morning, they had to go back in and open him up again because he had developed a clot. So he had 2 open heart surgeries in one day. Yeah, we were in the hospital a total of 10 weeks.
Oh my.
But he's doing really, really well. I talked to Rick, and I asked if I could give him extra cardio care, and he said, "Sure, double up." So that's what we've been doing. And they have an enzyme marker that it's supposed to, numbers are supposed to be like 300 to 750, and anything over that categorizes you in heart failure. His numbers was 9,540 when we came home. Yeah. And so we had labs done about 3 weeks ago, and it already had dropped to 8,000, which I thought that was really significant. That's a lot, over 1,000 in 6 weeks. So yeah, we have a follow-up appointment in a couple weeks in Cleveland, and then I'm really hoping they do more labs and we can see another significant drop. But he's doing his cardio rehab, he's going to physical therapy, he's doing all these things, and he's doing really, really well.
And you have one cell defender?
Oh yes, everything. Believe me. Yeah, because he also lost 30 pounds while he was in the hospital.
Oh.
And then it suddenly came to my mind, just like, okay, so all these toxins that he maybe was carrying in the fat have now been released into his system. So I really need to bump up the cell defender again to make sure that we get all those out too. But yeah, he's doing great for someone who, he's 70, he'll be 74 on his birthday. And he's just, yeah. Kind of
What's your husband's name?
Keith.
Keith. All right. Well, you tell Keith that we're all rooting for him, and he's blessed to have you taking care of him. And we're just really grateful, Connie, that you're doing what you're doing for him. And I know you're not going to be in Boca because you're going to be home with him getting well, but I'm going to meet you in Orlando. Okay.
Yes.
We're all going to meet you.
Yeah,
and Keith
we'll be there.
Okay. We're going to be there with you and support you through this tough time that you've gone through. But it sounds like you're doing all the right things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. I do have one for myself if you have time for me to tell it real quick.
Go ahead.
So, okay. So a week before we ended up going to Cleveland for the open heart surgery, I was out walking our dog. I have a Rottweiler that weighs like 90 pounds. And we were walking, past my garden, and there was a stray cat. The cat took off. The dog was like, I'm after it. Fractured my tibula in 6 places.
Oh, yeah.
I ended up with surgery, a plate, and screws in my leg. I'm in an immobilizer and in a wheelchair for, 8 weeks. But, I had 23 staples from my shin up above my knee because I ruptured the tendon above my knee. I tore the muscle above my knee. and I tore my meniscus too.
Oh
And
dear.
so, yeah, but you know, I have no scar. I had no pain whatsoever. I had like the first week it was achy. I didn't take any kind of pain medication. They had given me some muscle relaxer, but I was allergic to it, so I couldn't take it. So, but yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Yeah, my surgeon was he was impressed that I healed as well as I am for an old lady.
God bless. Well, you're not
Yeah,
old. You're just getting younger.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
amazing, right? You're healed so quick and you're doing
Mhm.
great. God bless. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing your story as well. Where's Chip? Chip, you in the house?
I am.
I'd
Oh,
love for you to come on and share a little bit and close us out.
yeah, what a day it has been, and what a week it's been. Amazing to hear Connie speak, and I kind of agree with her, Doc. I bet you she wouldn't had a husband
Yeah.
if he hadn't been, because those are not very survivable
Oh,
conditions that she was describing, and I like to say that your husband's a young man in our crowd, and we want him to keep going. This is my fourth time I've had a chance to say something
wow.
after Tim Summerlad spoke, and that's a thrilling ride to say something after Tim speaks. I have to. He just disappeared a second ago. I don't know if he's really gone or not.
There he
But
is.
okay, Tim's still there. I was going to ask him a detail. Um, Actually, I've gotten a little bit more out of him each time, and I think people love to hear a little bit more Tim, especially Pat Tracy. It seems like Pat's really soaking all this up, and now Lisa's smiling too. He described something about the color purple, and only a few
Yeah.
people know that that's even possible, or what that color would be, what color of purple that would be, what that must have seemed like to. Could you say something, Tim? Tell people more about that color
I
purple part of your
yeah,
story.
yes, I can. First of all, the best fire lieutenant I worked with was named Pat Tracy. So anyway, but yeah, see there you go. That's a sign right there. Um, so one of the firemen I worked with, his wife worked at Benjamin Moore. So when 9/11 happened, they sent us these leftover Olympic towels, big white towels with Olympic rings on them, and they sent us socks and underwear and all this other stuff. But these white towels, we used them, and we would take really hot showers and scalding hot showers, to try to get the toxin out of us and all that. And after I would wipe down after this is after the hot shower, and we get this lavender purple colored, residue that would come off on the towels, and that was even, and it happened. For me, it happened for 9 months. I think most guys after 6 months it kind of went away, but mine was there for the whole 9 months, maybe even 10 months, and then finally it kind of went away. But that was all stuff coming out of us that was toxins, and I still don't know what that is. Mercury, benzene, maybe PCBs. We still don't know what that was. But it's true, and that's part of the reason I drink gallon of water every day. But those toxins, those are heavy metals, definitely. I wish we had Cell Defender back in 9/11. We would have that definitely saved a lot more people, a lot more
Even
firemen, especially.
working.
Wow.
Yeah. I think
So, yeah,
what I'm going to do is hand it back to Christine to introduce you one more time to close. So thank you, Tim.
Well,
thank
I
you,
don't
Chip.
know.
I can't wait to see you down there, Boca.
Well, I don't know if he needs any more introduction because he's a rock star, as Tony told me a while last week when she met him. But yeah, so you're all rock stars and you're all doing what Tim's doing. Everybody's got their own story, their own mission, their own call for whoever you come across.
Exactly.
I know each one of you could be highlighted on the show and share, and we just keep doing what we're doing, keep going out and sharing, keep telling them, even if they don't listen, even if they say go like this and they go run. This happens to me sometimes now, but I'm just going to keep asking and keep showing them as you are. So Tim, thank you. Connie, God bless you. Thank you all for being here. We will be here next week. I'm sure many of you will be traveling. And if you have the opportunity on Thursday, I know you'll be traveling and you'll be schmoozing and all that good stuff. But for those of you that aren't going, we'll still gather here next Thursday night, and we'll look forward to seeing you then. And God bless each and every one of you. And listen, it was a really good month for April. Let's make May a good month too. We got an extra day. Okay. So God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, Carol Witt, wherever you
Good
went.
night. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone. God bless everyone.